What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome on in each and every one of you soldiers out there who's joining up with Soldier, right? Like, let's get all our soldiers together. We got a war to fight. We gotta get to the Mako factory and steal the materia to help destroy the Earth. I mean, that's not what Soldier's doing, but that's what we gotta do. This is Final Fantasy League Kickoff. I'm excited. I hope you are too. I am your host with the most, your Don John DeMarco, your Goku or Go Home, the pride of Mardu. I am a 4-time top 8er, a 2-time league winner, and one time I might have top 8'd Playground League. I might do it. We were so close, and we're going to talk about it. Hello, everyone. I hope you're here. I hope you're excited. New league, new pool. Who dis? New pool. Who dis? Someone make that meme so that we can post it every single pool day. Which biggest league of all time? 208, 209 players. We got some crazy rules. I mean, there's a lot to get into. Let's go ahead and let's defy destiny.
Perhaps 7 seconds till the end. Let us defy destiny.
That's right, as I record, currently 6:21 p.m. on Thursday. No top 8 for Final Fantasy, but let's go through the top 8s from Playground League as they're kind of wrapping up here. Number 1 in Homeroom 1A, DeWitt K. Seething Octopus, currently 11-3. They have a game left to play. Lot P. Lot, 11-4. Steve T. Strout, 11-4. Nick S. Najisi, NJS III, 10-5. Paul G. The Dragon, 10-5. Christopher G. Oompa Loompa, 10-5. John P. Goku or Go Home, 10-5. Miranda L. Black Canary, 10-5. With a 5-0 from Chris G. Oompa Loompa. Congrats, Chris. Not locked, technically. Like, there's still a few games that can happen. Miranda could get knocked out. I guess I could still get knocked out. But various things would have to happen for that. Homeroom 2B, Adam S. Wisma, 13-2. Caleb G. Why Not, 12-3. Matthew H. Almost, 11-4. Maxime R. Tassiger, welcome back, Maxime, 11-4. Emmett F. Sepulcher, 11-4. Cameron B. King Egbert, 10-5. Enrique O. Cakes, Evan C. Peas of Crab, 10-5. So that's where we're at right now. It's not totally locked up, but it's close. I mean, there's less than 24 hours left in the league, and there's probably less than 10 games left to play. If any of those people, you're like, a lot of those people aren't even playing, right? Like, there's only a few people that are still playing, and there's just not a lot of matches left. I might top 8 this thing, okay? I haven't top 8'd in a while, not since last Tarkir League, original OG Tarkir. I had a good week. I went 4-1, was able to get all my trades done, which is something I was really stressing about. I had silver stars, and everyone I kept playing either didn't have them or was getting knocked out. And I was really worried I wasn't going to be able to get all my value from all my stuff. But I was able to trade with someone I had played. My very first person I played with was able to be like, hey, actually, let's trade these. I think we were both near the end. And we're like, we just need to get anything we can out of these. Fun league. I liked Playground. Let's do the feedback, right? God, I hope I top 8 this thing. I have a song to play from Kevin Eichne, 1993, to celebrate top 8ing. I haven't listened to it yet. I told him I wouldn't listen to it unless I top 8'd, so I don't think I can play it in the show because I'm not locked. It might have to be in next week's show. I really liked Playground League a lot. I thought Playground League was great. There was a lot of great choices for sets. I'm gonna focus on the negative, but it's because everything is mostly positive. I like pretty much everything about it. The trading was pretty frustrating at times, but it also worked out and it made my deck better, and it was fun to do. So I did like the trading a lot. The Stips didn't even play a Stip in week 3. I think if you're going to tie learn cards in, this just made me want to play more Strixhaven. This made me want more Strixhaven. And I wish there was more to do with the learn cards. Like, yeah, you can trade to get more learn and more lesson, but like, I feel like the whole league is kind of themed around, learn the lessons. And I don't know, I just wanted more learn cards to try and get the lessons. Like, they didn't really matter. And because of that, like, if I thought the stip was bad, I didn't care to play it. And I'm kind of a stip guy, so like I wanted the other stip to win, to like play no creatures stip. I mean, my control deck would have loved that. The split stuff, it's fine. I probably would have top 8'd if we didn't split, so that's nice. But like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know that it's all. Everyone said it's the worst way to do it, the worst kind of split. So it's like, yeah, I get it. I don't know. I don't know. I really like the choice of sets. I'm really upset that I didn't get to open Neo. I know how everything was done and why. The fact that you didn't get to open one of the 6 starting pool sets. And have it be a set that you want to open or a set you like, I just don't like that. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that. Because, again, I really wanted to open Strixhaven and I really wanted to open Neo. I got one of them. I didn't get the other one. I opened the bad packs and then I had to try and trade them. But I thought Playground was really great. I liked the theme and how they kind of tied it all together. Again, I really liked the choice of packs. I thought the power level was great. I thought a lot of the games were really good. I like these cards. I like these sets. Trading worked for me, even though it had a lot of problems and it's totally broken. Yeah, I don't know. I like Playground League. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for this one. That's pretty high for me. That's a pretty good one. And that's me with me possibly top 8ing this GD thing. But we're getting into Final Fantasy League. We'll see how Playground wraps up. The main themes of Final Fantasy League. All right, so we're not using boosters. We're saying, hey, screw it, play boosters. We don't want to do that. It's too strong. It wrecks the league. So it's a set number of commons, uncommons, and rares that we are all getting, and we are building our booster by putting points into stats, right? Like we're doing kind of a RPG thing here. HP, level 1, you get 2 common Bloomburrow slots added to your booster. Level 2, upgrade any common slot to any color, or upgrade any 1 common slot to uncommon. So you can upgrade if you're either getting commons or uncommons, or make sure you're always getting a card in your color. Level 3 for HP, you can add 1 non-rare saga slot and upgrade a common slot to uncommon. So you could just have like tons of uncommons here. And then level 4, add a rare mythic Bloomburrow slot. Magic, add 2 commons from Tarkir Dragonstorm. Second, upgrade 1 common slot to any color, upgrade 1 common on any common. All the level 2s are the same. Level 3 is add 1 non-rare big spell slot. Those are spells that cost 4 or more. And upgrade 1 common slot to uncommon. Oh, those are ands, not ord. Upgrade 1 common slot to color and upgrade. Wow. I thought those were ors. They're ands. And then you get a Tarkir Dragonstorm card. Evasion is Duskmourn, so level 1, add 2 common Duskmourn cards. Level 2 is the same. Level 3, you get a non-rare Surveil card in the pack and upgrade a common. And then you add a rare mythic Duskmourn. Then it's Aether Drift. 2 commons Aether Drift, same level 2. You can add an equipment slot, any equipment, and you can upgrade in a common. Then you get a rare mythic Aether Drift. And then the last one is Foundations. Add 1 common slot, 2 common foundation cards, then it's add the common, same as the others. You get a non-rare town slot. So if you're trying to splash around, make sure your mana base is good, you got towns. And upgrade 1 common slot to uncommon. And then you get a foundations rare or mythic added to your pack. I haven't really looked at this or thought about this much. My quick opinions, you either go foundations because towns are good. I don't know if they are, or like you want good fixing. Again, I don't know if that'll pay off, but that's probably pretty good. I just love Duskmourn, so getting more Duskmourn cards I think is good, even though I think the Surveil sheet is not amazing. And it's hard to not think that like Tarkir Dragonstorm isn't going to be super strong, because that set felt super strong. I don't know. I didn't like Bloomburrow. I'm probably not gonna be aggressive, so I'm not even thinking about that. Aether Drift, equipment. I don't know. I know there's equipment in this set. That's just not really my style. So I think you're looking at Magic, Evasion, or Strength, and you're gonna max out 2.5. So I guess pick the two that you want. Pick which one of those you want more first. Go after it. So yeah, we've got our custom booster packs. We've got our upgrade as you go, mechanic as you lose. But yeah, Final Fantasy League's getting ready, and I'm a big Final Fantasy fan myself. Actually, I played 1 on Nintendo growing up. I played 7 when it came out. Loved Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 8 with Squall, the Gun Sword. I've played a lot of them. Haven't played a lot recently. Probably the last 10 years. Kind of a big blind spot from Final Fantasy for me. But I do like the franchise, and I am excited to see and play with these cards. And it got me so excited that I went back and I was going through some of my... you ever keep your memory cards from your old like PlayStation 1s, PlayStation 2s? They didn't have built-in ways to save stuff, so you needed a memory card, which you would save the data to. And then like you could trade it around or look at it, whatever. I don't know. But sometimes you like could look at the save files and like... I remember the Final Fantasy VII one had like Cloud's picture on it. It was a little animated thing. I found that memory card. I actually have an adapter to put it in my computer because the future is amazing. And I was able to do some ripping. I ripped it from the memory card to my computer. And you won't believe what was on there. I mean, I'll play it. This was there. Can't believe Final Fantasy League, Cloud and Sephiroth are here and Moogles are hiding. Making my booster the pack of my dreams, the one who cracks me all my bombs, at least it seems. With blue counter spells and removal that's black, give me all those cheap red cards so I can attack. Finally, a new league came along where we can upgrade our packs to what we want. If you only knew how much I hate play boosters, I just can't describe it. Can't believe Final Fantasy League, I'll open what I want and I just can't describe it. Can't believe Final Fantasy League, gonna max out my strength or HP, can't decide it. Can't believe Final Fantasy League, Cloud and Sephiroth are here and Moogles are hiding. Can't believe Final Fantasy League, gonna max out my booster and you cannot stop it. What's that doing there, right? Like, how is that... And again, it's cool that Wizards does this stuff. I love that, they love to promote the game and, like, do cool, fun things. But to, like, the foresight, right? Like, how could they have known? They're just that good, right? They're just that good. Oh, man. But it was cool. It was really cool. It got me very nostalgic, but also ready for League. Yeah, so Final Fantasy League, and it's a new set. Get excited for it if you're a Final Fantasy fan. It's all the rage. It's all the hype. The kids love it. No cap. And I did say I had a song from Kevin Icahn, 1993, if I top 8 it. He also gave me a song for Final Fantasy League, because this guy's can't stop, won't stop. So here's your Kevin Icahn song for the week.
Beneath a shadowed silver sky, where crystal dreams in silence lie, a chorus sounds through time and flame, the echo of a forgotten name. The wind recalls what we became when fate was forged in light and shade. 5 shards align, the plains unfold, a tale reborn, a power old. We are the spark the stars once knew, in shadows deep our fire grew. The gauntlet calls, the veil is thin, let the arena wars begin. Through gods from burning skies. Our souls entwined, our hands made steel. We clash for truth, the world must fear. And if I fall, may I remain a whisper on the wind, a name, a tale the crystal dares to keep, a dream within the dreamer's sleep. We are the light that breaks the dark, the final turn, the final spark, arena flame, oh crystal thread. We fight for those who rose and bled. Let echoes ring where legends live. One soul, one world,
Thanks again, Kevin. I love these. I love that this is a segment. I've tried encouraging other people to bring me segments and content, and Kevin, oh boy. Not only did you trade me the card that made me do amazing all league, but you provided me content. Kevin Icony, 1993, ladies and gentlemen, the best. But there's other people in the league besides Kevin who also musically inclined. Who would have guessed? Who would have known? I had one of them on the show this week. Join me as we get on a chocobo together. Yep, that's right. This week I'm getting on the chocobo and going for a run with Bob P. Hitt. Bob is a stalwart of the league, right? I tell him he's like a pillar. Bob's been here for a long time now and very active, great member of the community. Puts a lot in it, puts his heart in it. And that's the kind of thing that I look at and I care about. Bob's also a great player, and he goes hard early in the set. We talk about it. I love getting Bob on early because he tells me what he's seeing and what he thinks is going on. I love getting him on early, so I thought he'd be a great choice. And he was in the Shadow Committee for Playground League that helped design it. So, of course, Bob's active. He's in there. Got to get him on the show for Final Fantasy, of course. Listen to my interview with Bob now. All right, everyone, join me this week as we ride a chocobo with Bob P, a.k.a. Hitt. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Thanks, John.
Hey, thanks for being here. Happy to have you. Always a pleasure to get you on, Bob. It's been a minute. Shadow Committee member. How's that feel?
It was wild. It was a wild ride. The day that we got pulled into a little side chat was awesome. It was so cool. It was the exact thing that I've been hoping for. And the entire process, ups and downs, was phenomenal. Super fun. 100% would do it again.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I'm jealous. It seems like a very cool thing. Let's start there. So, Playground League is wrapping up. You are on the Shadow League committee. You got brought in to design a league. You guys designed this really cool trading stip match, 3-week, kind of chaos curated set league. How do you think it went? What did you learn? What worked? What didn't? I want the scoop.
Yeah, so the feedback that I've seen probably the most was, 1, I had a ton of fun. 2, we're never doing this again. Trading was super fun, and it was a great 3-week mechanic, but I never want to trade again, and it was a lot of fun, but I'm never doing it again. And I think that was sort of, I don't know, one of the things for everybody who hasn't looked at it, the Shadow Committee was Evan C., Piece of Crab, Raph Prudent, we've got Miranda, Black Canary, myself, and then Cody Race, who's got 4 handles on Arena. And those are the 5 of us. And we all sort of sat down that very first day, and we're like, when should we meet? Let's get on a video call, a voice call. And we did, and it was 10 p.m. to midnight one night. And then that Saturday, it was 3 days later, we're like, okay, let's actually bring in some things and vote on them, and then design that league. If you have a pitch, come pitch your league, bring a pitch for a league, and then we'll vote right then and there or the next day. And that's kind of what happened. So we all decided that we wanted to push the boundaries of League. That was the biggest thing, is like, we got one shot, one opportunity. Like, take your shot, man. And so we decided that we want to do something never been done before. We had Miranda, myself, and Cody, who are all in on doing stips, or at least some sort of like, sideways sort of League experience.
Yes.
And like myself, Raph, and Evan were a lot more so also on like the balance aspect of things. So I kind of felt like I was a little bit of a bridge between the folks who were like, let's do everything super crazy, and other people were like, let's do a super vanilla League.
Yeah.
And like be super competitive. And you had this spectrum of all kinds of different folks, of like super competitive, super casual. And I thought that's kind of what made the committee great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Then that second meeting, when we brought it in, I had a pitch, and Evan had a pitch, and then Raph had this sort of loose idea that he wanted to get into things. And after quite a bit of discussion and then a vote actually the next day, after some people sat and thought about it, we went with Evan's pitch, which was the Trading League, the Playground League, the nostalgia style of thing. And obviously, as we all saw, it worked great.
Yeah.
It had its troubles. We all sort of looked at the troubles. One of the big ones was matchmaking. Another one was like interacting with your opponents after you had just lost.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want to talk to that person anymore?
Sometimes I don't. Sometimes if I don't send you a message after we play, no hard feelings. I'm just not there.
Against you.
Yeah.
I'm salty right now.
Yeah. No, I'm not there, man. I need a couple minutes. I need like a day, a couple hours, something.
We'll connect, but not right now. Right. And so that was a thing that we're like sitting here designing this league. And it's like, is that a problem if we're trying to get opponents who just played? One of them had to lose.
Yep.
And now they have to interact with each other. And I think in general, we sort of looked at a lot of these problems and they're like, every league has problems. These can be our problems. We've identified them. And I don't, not to say I don't care, but like, no matter what we do, there's going to be problems.
Yeah.
So we've identified these. We just live with them. I have to say, matchmaking still kind of stings a little bit as a designer, that I brushed it off more than I should have. And some people's experience definitely was affected by that. And that's not something that really sits well with me. It was brought to us after we brought the pitch and the design that we finished to the regular LC for approval. I think it was like Jordan and Jack were both like, matchmaking is going to take a big hit. And I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. Everything is going to be fine. And frankly, for me, it was fine. I had no matchmaking problems. I got all my matches in. It wasn't a problem. But like, I totally saw situations where somebody was in the queue for 30 minutes and then just left. Or somebody else was in there for 45 minutes and they finally got a match. And it was somebody they had already played this week. And that's tough.
Yeah.
That's really tough. That's not an experience I want anybody to have. I'm glad we did it. I'm still glad we went with the league that we went with. I think we were all sort of on the Stips idea, and frankly, I kind of feel like we could have taken those out and put something else in, and the league might have been better for it, just keeping the matchmaking down with some other mechanic. I mean, we talked about 100 other things. None the least were potential ante as an option.
I love that.
I know, right? It sounds a lot of fun. I'd be really concerned about it, but one of the ideas was, if you ante up your card and then you lose, you always have the potential to trade to get your card back.
Okay. That's something.
Right. We eventually decided against it, as there'd be too many cards changing hands, and it could just really sour somebody's league, saying, oh my God, I lost my huge bomb. My league is ruined. Yeah. I'm just not going to play the rest of my matches. And that wasn't really an experience we wanted to go down. But yeah, I think we learned a lot. I also thought we broke a couple barriers with league splitting. I know that was a little bit of a point of contention, and there's been a lot of problems. I think you and I are actually on opposite sides of the fence on league splitting, or
we might
what
be.
needs to be done. I think we are.
Here's the thing. Okay, well, that's not going to do it. We'll get into it.
That's fine. At the end of the day, here's my stance. Something needs to be done, in my opinion. And what we did, I think it was Johnny, pointed out that what we did was probably the literal worst option. But I still think that the worst option of what we did and chose to do was better than doing nothing. And I know that some people may disagree with me on that. And I know there's people's opinions range all throughout the spectrum of, we should do nothing. We should have 4 leagues or whatever running at the same time. But I think that we need to just try stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And if that means that we've got 3 leagues all in a row of like trying A, B, and C, and they all suck, and we go back to the first thing, in the first place anyway, I think the community as a whole is dying to test those things. And so I'm kind of excited for Final Fantasy League because we're going to be testing out top 16, 2 mega drafts, that kind of thing.
What a good segue, Bob. What a good segue. That's right. We got the top 16. So we had the split league here. And you're right. I guess I just don't really care enough, and I don't know enough to know what's best. So like, it's hard for me to like put a lot of brain power behind. Do you split a league? Do you not split a league?
Can I will tell you your answer, John. Here's how to find the answer. What feels fun? What feels fun? That's the answer, right? If it feels fun, and if it doesn't feel fun and it doesn't matter, then it's not fun, and that's okay. Like, it's not for you, and that's also fine. What my point is, and what I want to go out with the Playground League, and what I'm excited for Final Fantasy League now is we're trying stuff. We're trying something, and if you go through the entire league and you say, "Nah, this wasn't it," boom, box checked. We won't do it again. That's where I'm at.
I like it. I used to think I don't even know that this was bad. Like the split league in here seemed fine to me. It seemed fine. I say that as I currently sit in top 8. I may not be in top 8 if we didn't split the league. So yeah, split leagues are great, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think top 16 is also like a super interesting way to take it. And to see how that does. And I love that we're trying stuff, especially because there's, 200 plus people in this league. This is going to be insane.
209 is the last I saw, which is incredible.
Could you imagine top 8ing a 200-person tournament? Like, that's what do you think the record's got to be so insane to be at the top?
Think at that point there are some 21 and 9s that don't make it if we only just do top
That's
8.
crazy. That's crazy.
And that is, to me, that's a line that can't be drawn. If you finish 20 and 10, you should be in the top 10% of the league, and you should be in very slim contention for that top X. In my brain, it's always top 8, but like it could be top 16 or top 25 or whatever. If like every now and then there's a league where like 1 or even 2 20 and 10s don't make that final cut, I'm fine with that. They don't have to make every league, but like it should be a pretty good standard that if you don't get eliminated in the league, you should be very close, if not almost always making the top cut.
Yeah, I totally agree. Right. There's always things you can do, but let's talk about Final Fantasy. We got Final Fantasy League coming up, 200 plus people, top 16. Build your own booster pack for the league. But the set just came out. Like it's Wednesday, so it's day 2 of release on Arena. What's going on with this set, Bob? I've done 3. Or if I just did my 4th draft, I'm doing okay. But I need to know what's good. What am I doing here?
How many drafts have I done? Looking over at 17 lands, I've got 12 total drafts.
Wow.
Completed. And of those 12 drafts, 10 of them are 2-1s.
Nice.
One of them is a 3-0, and one is a 5-color pile that went 1 and 2. So no surprises there. But here's my thoughts of the league, or thoughts on draft.
Yes.
And the set in general. One, it's super fun, having a blast.
Yeah.
But most importantly, strategically, here's the hot take, the big headline: aggro is dead. You can't play it. Can't play aggro.
Really?
And what I mean by that is you can't just play creature. It doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Aggro in this format, the aggressive styles, it's a tempo shell. White, red, black, red, and even like blue, green, where you play a couple threats early and then you just remove all your opponent's threats, or you protect your own threats. It's very tempo oriented. On the flip side, if you're not going tempo and you're going long, control-y, it's all about value. There's been all kinds of times in my last 30 games or so where I'm top decking and I don't have any cards in hand. And so I can think of at least 3 or 4 different blue cards specifically, but also some green cards that really give you some card advantage. And you have to sink into those if you're not going to be, forcing your opponent to use their cards inefficiently. And so this format to me is all about people who can squeeze the value out of their cards, or those who can force their opponents to not get the value out of their cards. If you're going to have to spend a whole turn to draw 3 cards or 4 cards or whatever, because you don't have anything else to do, you can't put any blockers down or whatever, then you're going to lose 8 life because your opponent's going to be attacking you. And so to that end, I really like early blockers. There's a 1/4 in blue that's very strong.
Yeah.
That turns into a 4/4 when you've got a bunch of lands. And then also things that make multiple bodies. There's a 2/1 in blue that makes a hero token. There's a 1/3 in red for 3 mana that makes a black mage. I've liked both of those because I found that I have a lot of extra just equipment sitting around. And little random bodies, even if they're 0/1 black mage tokens, they carry the equipment just fine.
Yeah. Those black mages are fun too. I like the black mage.
Oh man, it's all I want to do in this format. All
It's
I want
so
to do in this
cool.
format is cast black spells and get little 0/1s and ping you to death. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
That and towns. Give me towns and give me black mages, and I'm here for it.
Let me ask. So I haven't played much towns. Is towns a thing? Is the towns deck a thing?
It can be. And so towns goes down 2 routes. One is 5-color mess.
Sure.
And I say it's a mess, but in reality, it's 5-color go long value, similar to like Dragon or Tarkir Dragonstorm, similar to OTJ 5-color piles. It's just like play your bombs and get card advantage, and then there's a couple of town payoffs. One of them actually that I was a little bit low on right away, but I found to become even more and more powerful the more and more I draft, is a 3 mana 1/4 in blue that loots for 1 mana and tap, or 7 mana, you draw 3 cards, but that activated ability is 1 less for each town you control.
Oh,
and
okay.
so that's 3 cards to draw, plus then, of course, you have the 7 mana sorcery to draw 4 cards, but it has affinity for towns. And so towns is very clearly, to me, your go-long strategy. But you have to make sure that you are likely pairing that blue-green with either black or red, because that's what helps get you your early removal. Red removal is very good at scaling right now. You've got Fire Magic, which is the scalable board wipe. You've got Thunder Magic, which is a scalable shock. And then you've also got the Abrade. What was it? Suplex, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Where it exiles a creature, dealing 3 damage to it, or it exiles an artifact. Exiling an artifact has also been very relevant, because one of the big things in white is that white Aura Sight. 4 mana artifact exiles a thing and then taps for mana. Being able to get your stuff back is really powerful when they're taking your bombs. You play a bomb, they remove it, you get your bomb back. That's huge.
Yeah. And it's worth 2 mana. That's a heck of a deal.
It's incredible. Absolutely, right? So what I'm saying is you've got a lot of good white or good red removal that you have to sort of pair in with your towns, or the black one, you've got things like Overkill, and there's a -2/-2 that you have to sacrifice something and gets -6/-6 instead, right? Like that's a good one to go on early. And then there's Sephiroth's Intervention. So you've got 3 kill spells in red and 3 kill spells in black that are just super good on rate, very good. Blue-green doesn't really have that, so you have to either tempo them out by playing fat green creatures and then using like blue bounce spells, or you got to splash a 3rd color, which with towns, in theory, is pretty easy.
Do you think, are there any standout colors here? Are we saying like, oh yeah, green's unplayable and black is what you want to be doing? Or does it seem like it's a pretty good balance of colors?
So you can win with anything. Taking a look at all of my drafts so far, I've got white, red, red, green, black, red, blue, black, white, black, red, black, blue, black, white, black, blue, black, red, blue, red. So it seems to be, I'm leaning Grixis colors recently. I'm not playing a lot of green, but I have seen a lot of people also be playing green just fine. So I'm not saying green's not there. I think both red and green are your support colors. Green is a support color for both aggro, or then also like the gold cards. Your blue and black are your go long colors, and those I think are your 2 standouts. So you want to be playing something likely in blue or black for control, or you want to be in white for aggro, and then you can pair red or green as a support color for any of those.
I love it. And are we a splashing? Is this a splashy format? Are the towns?
Easy.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I was splashing. There's a couple different mythics or rares that are like creatures that come into play that get an ability, and then you can activate their ability to turn them into a saga. And then the 3rd chapter or the 4th chapter of that saga like flips the creature back again.
Yeah.
And all of those, as far as I know, the activated ability is double pipped.
Okay.
But the creature themselves is usually single pipped.
Ooh.
And I'm splashing those like wildfire. It's super easy, because in my brain I need 3 or 4 sources for the entire thing. There's a couple of towns that tap for any color. There's one that cycles, but then you can like filter a mana into it for any color. There's another one that comes to play tapped. You get to choose a color. And then of course you've got all the dual lands as far as towns are concerned. So It's super easy to splash one pip, a lot harder to splash a double pip. But if it's on the activated ability for like super bonus of these things, I'm still playing them. Most of them are great.
I love it, Bob. This is why I love getting you on at the beginning of a set, because you know the ins, you know the outs, you got the tricks, Bob. I love it.
I do what I can.
I mean, 12 drafts already. You're a machine, Bob. You're a machine. Do you like the set? Are you enjoying it?
It is a blast. It's an absolute blast. This is the first set I can think of where I don't really have any sort of sense of IP. Like, I don't know any of the characters. I don't know anything about them. And it's still lots of fun.
Yeah.
It's still lots of fun.
Great. Awesome. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm doing, like I said, I'm 4 drafts in. But I'm enjoying the 4. The bonus sheet's weird. Bonus sheet's super weird to me. I will say that. I don't know. I'm getting beat down by Yawgmoth in my first draft game of the new set. But hey, that's going to happen sometimes.
The thing for me that I don't love about the bonus sheet is I can't read the cards very well. Apparently, I just have old man eyes, or it's just like the artwork versus the text or whatever. It's not showing up, and so I like have to sit here and squint at these cards of like, what card is this? And then because of like overlays and stuff, I can't actually see the little subtitle, so I have to like just read the card and be like, oh, this is Primeval Titan, of course. Of course I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I haven't looked at these cards, so I don't know what's in the set. So I keep getting surprised by more and more. Oh, Counterspell? Sure, they got Counterspell in this set. Or,
yeah, right. Like Urza's in here. Mm-hmm.
It's just like there's some. But let's move it over to the league. This is the first league without real booster packs, right? Like we're getting away from play boosters. We're getting away from booster pack. You can't open any packs that we're opening in this league in real life because we're not really opening real packs. It's super interesting.
I think that it is an awesome thing to try. My gut, it's been 3 hours since pack, 4 hours since packs have been rolled since starting pools. And my initial reaction is I don't think it's going to stick in the way that it is right now. There's a lot of pushback from what I've seen about like duplicates or like the fact that there's no collation. But in the same vein of like standing splittings or whatever, like trying something there, I'm all about trying for this.
Yeah.
I think we're all under the impression that like just doing straight play boosters, particularly with all the different bonus sheets and what's going on with all that kind of stuff, is just not 100% working. It's fine. It's a fine solution, but I think we can do better. I think the LC is absolutely got the brains to bring something out, and we've got also a bunch of community members that can help in that aspect. So I love the fact that we're just trying something.
I like it too, because I do think play boosters are a problem, and I think this bonus sheet would be a problem if we were just straight opening packs. Like,
could you imagine if I open a Primetime and you open like a command beacon?
Here's the thing: it's going to happen. Like. Or anything. Again, like I don't even know what's all in that stuff, but like there are people that are going to have Yawgmoth, Primetime, Urza, and something else. While I'm going to have the wall that draws a card, and
I mean that's a great card. Do not besmirch Wall of Omens. But I will give you Command Beacon. There's no reason why that's. You can't even play a commander in the set. There's no reason Command Beacon should be in your limited set. It's garbage. That's trash. One little shining star I will give to this bonus sheet is I got to play Yuriko, which is a commander with ninjutsu.
Sure.
That when you hit your opponent, you flip the top card of your library and they lose life equal to the mana cost.
Yeah.
And that deck was super fun. I was bouncing my own. There's a 2-drop Hectize, which is just comes into play as a 1/1 and your opponent discards a card. Mm-hmm. I was bouncing those dudes back with ninjutsu, and it was awesome. A lot of fun.
Ninjutsu's a fun mechanic, right? Bring it back. Bring it back. But yeah, this is Final Fantasy League. We are getting ready for it. Like you said, they just rolled pools today. Are you happy with your pool? Do you feel all right about it?
I think it's a week 1 pool, and it. I think 4 of my 6 rares are in blue and green. So hoping that we can get a couple town things that are going on. I got 2 of there's a vehicle. It's a 3/5 vehicle that you can look at the top card of your library, and if this vehicle attacks, then you can play the top card of your library this turn.
Okay.
And I've got 2 of those, and so I don't know if they're good or not. I've not played them once in draft. Obviously, in early week 1, I would expect them to be good because it's card advantage. But
yeah, right.
We'll see if it's enough to really get things moving.
I love cards that let me play stuff from the top of my deck, right? Like.
I think I also have the Mythic Chocobo. Like there's a 3-drop Chocobo that lets me do that as well.
Yeah,
and so those 3 cards I'm hoping can kind of help me churn through my library and just play more stuff than my opponent.
Yeah.
And hopefully walk out of week 1 like a 3-2 or 4-1.
I love it. He's feeling positive. He likes it. He's playing blue green. Have you looked at the main mechanic here, the build your booster pack? Do you have thoughts on what people should be doing?
I have what my heart tells me, and I have what I think my brain tells me.
Yes.
My heart tells me I want to play towns, and I want to just splash all my stuff.
Yeah.
And like 2 weeks ago, when they just dropped like what the rules were going to be and had an initial pass, that was also where you would get Tarkir Dragonstorm cards, and I think it was very clearly the answer to go. You get fixing, you also get Tarkir Dragonstorm cards, and you just play 5-color, pie.
Yeah.
Without that, I think my pool personally wants, I'm playing blue green. There's a black splash to it because I have 3 black dual lands. Like I've got 3 towns and they're all black. So I'm like, this is a pretty easy splash.
Yeah.
And so that tells me I probably want to go into like the Duskborn Surveil, like fill your graveyard kind of stuff, because that was very powerful in those rights. But I also kind of want to go towns because it's fun. Plus, I think I have one of the draw 4 cards, and so I just want to play a bunch of towns so that way you can draw a bunch of cards. But I think overall, the general strategy should likely be, if you are white aggro, you should be looking at Tarkir Dragonstorm or Bloom Burrow. So that way you can get like rabbits or mobilize or something like that. So you should be doing HP or magic. If you are more of a blue-black, more controlling shell, then you would want to be looking more so towards the Duskmorn track, or also potentially Tarkir Dragonstorm. The one downside that I noticed with both the Magic and Evasion, which is the DSK and the TDM slots, is the big spell and the Surveil sheets, like on the 3rd level, have like 150 cards each. And some of them are not good. Whereas like if you go all the way down to the Towns sheet for the Strength track, you're getting Foundation cards, which are like generally weaker power level, but your Towns sheet has like 17 cards to it.
Yeah.
So you're much more likely to get a dual land or a town that's helpful. So if you need those and you already have like town payoffs, Strength is a pretty easy option, even if you're not going to be playing many Foundation cards. And who knows? There's some good Foundation cards.
Yeah.
There's just not nearly as many as like Aether Drift or Duskmorn or Tarkir Dragonstorm. Those all very clearly have a lot. The one that I don't really think is for me or for most people for a while is Speed. That's the Aether Drift one.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very reasonable option. Obviously, the flavor works well with like Speed and Aether Drift, like that kind of tracks. But Aether Drift had a lot of like parasitic mechanics.
Yeah.
Like caring about vehicles. Sure, there's some vehicles in Final Fantasy, but like not super many. And then like pairing vehicles and equipment, those don't usually always care about the same kind of decks. And then like the aggro colors in Aether Drift were more like red-green versus the equipments, which are like red-white. And so I just don't really know a pool that wants to go down that road. But I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure maybe after halfway through your packs or whatever, you're like, man, I want some red and green aggro cards. Yeah. Aether Drift is your way to go.
I love it. And at max speed, I think, that's a good mechanic. That'll work. But yeah, most of the other stuff is going to be a little. What about this? I'm Esper. I'm Esper. What do I do?
Are you Esper aggro or Esper control?
Control.
Probably Foundations, because that gives you some town. Plus, like Foundations had some good blue and black cards, and then also Duskmorn. Because even though there's not a lot of like enchantment support within Final Fantasy, there's just good white and black and blue cards.
Yeah.
In Duskmorn.
Duskmorn's great. Duskmorn's a sweet set, man. I love Duskmorn.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of fun that way.
Well, Bob, you've been around plenty of leagues. I see you getting as many mentors as you can. Like this is Pokemon 151. What advice do you have for new people in the league? People coming in, I got 2 mentors. What should I tell them, Bob? To 200-person league, this is huge. This is crazy.
So big spoiler alert here. Cover it for you, don't be spoiled. but I am currently the one who writes up everything for Coach Plarg when he does the announcements.
Oh, you are? Cool.
That's me. And you'll notice that Coach Plarg has a very Ted Lasso sort of like vibe to him, like Midwestern dad.
Yeah.
And he ends most of his addresses in like circling up with the kids with be kind, do your best, and have fun. Really, that's, I mean, at the core, that's what makes League what it is. But like, just it's your first league, right? Show up, play some Magic, do your best, have fun. Like, that's the whole point. If you want to play Towns because that's fun, to play Towns.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's going to be like next to impossible to top 8 this league. I've been around since March of the Machines. I've still never top 8'd a league. You'd think I would have. I would think I would have as well.
It's coming, Bob. It's coming.
See, that's what everybody tells me. And you know, John, I can see the look in your eye. You're a liar.
I am not.
Dang a liar.
If I can do it, you can do it, man.
See, I think the same thing. If you can do it, I can do this. Like,
right.
Let's be real.
Yeah, I agree.
But yet it still hasn't happened. But getting back to like what I would tell new people is meet some people, show up, have fun, get in voice chat. That's always a big thing to help people either stick around, get better, post in Deck Clinic, answer in Deck Clinic, give other people your thoughts. The whole point of the AGL is not to play Magic. Hot take. The whole point of the AGL is to play Magic with friends, make friends, join a community, talk to people. You get that like local game store vibe. And it's very clearly here, but if you don't engage with it, then you won't find it.
I love it. Those are some wise words, and I agree. I agree 100%. And it is that community that we talk about that is giving you your next set of questions, Bob, because you're a foundational member of this community. You're a pillar, Bob. You've been here a long time now. You do a lot of wonderful things. We got a lot of great questions for you.
That's very kind.
Oh, it's true. It's just you can't ignore Bob B. Hit. Can't do it. Our first question is from DeWitt K. Seething Octopus. What was there a singular moment that hooked you into League? Do you remember your?
Oh, it's so funny. I'm pretty sure I actually typed out my hooked moment like 3 or 4 messages right above Mr. Octopus and his. But first off, Do It is my League nemesis. I'm like 0-6 against this guy, including side events. Like, he's extremely good, and he came on like 4 or 5 leagues after me, and I'm like, oh, this is a new guy. I'll just be able to beat him up, and I still have yet to beat him. So if Do It's out there, part of the reason why I meme on you the whole time, and I use that Star Wars meme when the guy says Do It, is because he makes me so mad. Oh man, there was one league where I played him twice in 2 weeks in a row, and I lost him both times. And I said, Do It. I'm not gonna be able to play you again this league. You make me so mad. I always feel like I can do it, and then I can't. But okay, to answer this question, I signed up for Mom League, and there was in the middle of Sur League going on. I didn't really understand what was happening, but like I signed up for Mom League, and I'm like, okay, here we go. And then that week, Spaghetti Mitch was doing the Spaghetti series. And I was like, oh, cool, a fun draft. And I don't have anything going on this Wednesday. Like, let me just show up and we'll do a Wednesday draft. And I don't remember who my first round opponent, but my second round opponent was Miranda L, Black Canary. And she gets into another voice chat with us or whatever. And so we chit chat through our games and had a little fun banter, like Miranda does, and very clearly how I would like. And then after the games are done, we finished relatively quickly. I think I got smoked by her.
Sounds about right.
As you would.
Yeah.
But then we just like sat there and chatted about like the other opponents and like the league and the server and what she liked about it. And she was very clearly not only a very good advocate for the league, but also something like this is something that she cares dearly about, but is a positive experience. And so I got sent into Mom League, really having only talked to like one person, and it was Miranda, which if you could only pick one person, you would pick Miranda for literally everybody. And then Mom League, honestly, to this day is still, top 2, top 4 leagues like ever designed. What they did for those people who weren't around was it was a chaos league where you were only allowed to pick Mom packs for 5 of your comeback packs. And you could pick any other pack on Arena, and the 2 most taken comeback packs at the end of each week would be taken over by the Phyrexians, and you could no longer pick them. So week 1, a lot of people picked War of the Spark because you get guaranteed Planeswalker. It was very powerful, still is. and I think Strixhaven was another big one at the
Strixhaven
time.
went down early. Yeah,
and both of those got taken over very quickly. But then, like, if you took those packs, you also weren't taking Mom boosters because your Mom was really good. Probably was the most powerful set in Arena at the time. And so just this idea that like the multiverse was crumbling, and if you didn't get into the good ones, then you were taking M19 packs later on in the league or whatever. And it was so well designed, very well balanced. It was before play boosters, and so there was a lot less balancing that was going on. On top of the fact that Mom is an all-timer league, or all-timer set. Like, just so well designed. Battles are super fun. Lots of good planeswalkers and just cool things. Very
companions.
Yes, great bonus sheet.
Yeah, that's a great bonus sheet, man. I love a good bonus sheet. I don't know that I love this bonus sheet.
I agree with you. So I think between talking to Miranda in the side event and then also like getting into an all-time set and an all-time league, I'm hooked, man. Like, I was hooked. Like, that league, it was probably when I lost that league and I came back like the next day and I put a page long thing in the feedback channel, and then everyone's like, "Oh, thanks so much for your feedback. I hope you join up in WoW League." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be there."
Yeah.
And it's so funny. I was talking to Chris York the other day about who we should design leagues for, and I told him, like, don't design leagues for me. I'll show up to literally every league. Like, it does not matter what's happening. I'll be there.
That's me. And I don't care.
Well, Magic is fun. The community's fun. It'll be fine. I'm hooked, man.
Yeah, I got my store credit. I'm throwing it down. Like, I'm ready to play. I'm ready
every time.
All right, second question from DeWitt. Coolest non-league Magic moment?
Man, so it's the really easy one is getting beat to pulp by Paul Cheon in the first round of the Arena Championship.
Great moment.
That was a sad moment, but also really cool, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was in the Arena Championship, and I was on stream, and that was really fun. Outside of that, I go to my local pre-releases when I can with one of my best friends, and we play Two-Headed Giant because that's the only day that I can go is on Sunday afternoons, and that's the pre-release that they do. And we've done 4 pre-releases now over the last probably 2 years or so when we both are available, and we are currently undefeated.
I love
we
it.
have tied 1 game and we've won the other 11. And
Jesus.
So, I mean, she works at Google. She is one of the most brilliant people I've ever met in my entire life. And I have a lot of institutional Magic knowledge. So together, we're a pretty potent duo at local game stores. And it's a lot of fun. So not necessarily like one singular moment, but one of my absolute favorite things to do right now is attend pre-releases with my best friends.
Who doesn't love the gathering part of the game, right? Like, part we all forget about when we're sitting behind these computers, slinging our cards, right? The gathering. Our next question comes from Curtis K. Oblivion. Best and worst new parent advice.
I outsourced this question. I asked my wife. And she didn't really have an answer for me because she's like, well, we didn't really get any advice because like we didn't really get any advice. But what I can say is the best advice is, as a parent, don't care what other people think of you as a parent. Do your best. And the other thing I can think about is actively decide what kind of parent you want to be, what's important to you. That kind of just goes for being a person. If you decide and you think about what is important to you and how you want to act and be perceived in the entire world, you're already ahead of like 95% of other people. Most people don't ever think about this. So if you take a moment and, an hour or 2 minutes and decide what kind of parent you want to be and how you can sort of, use this idea as a North Star, and what sort of things you want to impart on your children, it makes the rest of your parenting decisions a lot easier because you already have sort of this North Star to point to of like, well, I want to be like this. And so in this situation, for me, one of the things I want to impart on my child is kindness. That's probably the simple, most singular thing I want to have my children be is kind. Along with, being self-advocates and also making sure that they have their space and their time, and they can advocate for those things. but at the same time, respect others, respect the planet, respect yourselves, respect your things. And so once a situation arrives, we kind of use those moments, those North Stars, as like, well, how do we handle this? How can we make sure that we are respecting ourselves while respecting them and all of the things in space around us? And it kind of gets easy to make those decisions. Executing on those can be a lot harder. Getting your toddler to do things and like impart the wisdom on them or whatever is an answer I don't have for you, Curtis. But just decide the kind of person and parent you want to be, and then go from there.
And I give us some bad advice.
The bad advice I have is give your toddler anything they want to eat because they won't eat anything else. There was definitely a day, probably 3 weeks ago or whatever, when it was not my day for parenting, and my child probably had Cheez-Its, ice cream, and toast for like his entire diet for the entire day. And sometimes you just chalk them up to a loss. Some days just flood.
Yeah. So some days you just go, yeah, we'll start tomorrow. We'll start fresh.
Amen, brother. I'm sitting here at 8 o'clock. The kid's supposed to be in bed, and we're eating an ice cream cone together. And I'm like, this is not how I envisioned today. So do that often.
I love it. Caleb G, why not? How do you answer so many questions?
I take the Miranda L. Black Canary approach of just terminally being online all the time to a degenerate level of just. So how I have my desk set up is I have 2 computers for work, and then I have 3 monitors for my personal computer. And because those are 2 separate computers, they're just kind of always on. And I have 1 monitor that is entirely designated for Discord.
Yeah. Amazing.
And so it's always scrolling. I've got probably about 20 different servers that I'm in. And whenever there's a ping, my ADHD kicks in. I'm like, I'm going to go read about this. And I just read everything that anybody ever puts out on any channel that I get notifications for. Yeah. Because this is what I have. It's like my entertainment for the day. I don't pull up YouTube. I do watch Survivor sometimes if I'm like trying to get in on some things.
You play the pool? You play in the...
Every time. I won this last season.
Did you?
Thank you very much. I did.
Looks so cool. That looks so fun.
I had never watched Survivor before season 47, which was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you guys need a person. I can get on this. It's fun thing with friends. And after I started doing that, because the episodes release every week, I had to start going back and watch the old seasons. And so in the last 6 months, I've watched like 25 seasons of Survivor, starting from the very beginning. Yeah.
You're hooked, Bob. You're hooked.
I am. I'm 100% hooked. I'm a Survivor fan.
And a winner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Chris York on Games would like to know best Shadow LC anecdote.
Oh my gosh. So a little bit of a jab at Chris back to himself. But when we first got into the LC, it's probably the Shadow LC, because I think it's because we were all so excited. We set up a meeting, a voice call, and then we set up a second voice call like a couple days later, and everything was just sort of decisions were made, and everybody's kind of fine with all of it. Like we heard some people out, we heard their concerns, we adjusted accordingly, we compromised, and there was really no arguing. And then we brought our pitch, which we had settled on pretty amicably, to the league committee. Yeah. And they came into our channel, and there were 6 arguments within the first 24 hours of just people trying to defend what they decided, and other people saying, but this is a terrible idea, and just incendiary words. I'm like, I understand why the league committee is the way that they are now. It's just, there was so much arguing, and it was not animus. It was just the way that discussions were handled. And somebody had asked, I think Lotta asked us, how many times do we have to just call a vote because we couldn't settle? And we said literally 0 times. We did not have to settle based on vote, because people compromised and said, let's meet in the middle, or let's do this, or, I don't like this idea, or it doesn't necessarily work, but, it's a great idea. And it just kind of all happened to go. And so it was so funny that the day that we submitted our thing and then the LC came in, there was just so much more lively discussion.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting. Oh boy. This is so cool being on the Shadow Committee, making the league. I mean, Playground League's been great. I got pretty much nothing but great things to say about Playground League.
That warms my heart, John.
Hey, my biggest qualm with you, Bob. My biggest qualm with you. I didn't get to open a Neo pack, and that hurts
You
my
know,
heart.
See, this was my thought of like, do we cut one of the 6 packs so that way you get one of each? And they're like, no, but you want, one of each for each opening the thing at the beginning. And I was like, okay, but then what if we just like pick our last packs? You're always guaranteed. And like, no, that's a lot of extra rules. And I'm like, you're probably right. It's simple is better. But I would be so sad if I didn't get to open a Neo pack. That's my set. I love Neo.
Yeah.
And luckily it was my first pack I opened, even though it was
Oh,
but
great
I
for
still
you.
got to open it.
Yeah.
Right. But that was the exact experience I was trying to avoid. And then I think it was Lotta said, well, it's only going to happen to like everybody's only going to get, they're going to get 86% of the cards, they want to open. And the odds of it being this person's favorite set and them not opening it are pretty minuscule. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. It won't happen to anybody, right? Everything will be fine. And here John is sitting here looking at me like,
to be fair, Strixhaven is my set. I got my Strixhaven back. You didn't lose me there. But I'm playing blue. I didn't even get a chance to open Behold Unspeakable. That.
Got to go trade for it.
I couldn't. You
And
see
then
what that
that
thing
was
was
the last
going
kicker.
for? Did you see
That
what
was the
that
last
thing?
kicker.
Oh.
Like, if you really wanted a card, then you could go trade for it. And I know you might not have been able to, and I know very few people are giving up Behold the Multiverses,
Yeah.
but or Behold the Unspeakable.
Yeah.
But sorry.
No. I get why everything worked out, and if you had to miss a set, you had to miss a set. That's how it is. But I missed a good one. I missed one of the good ones, and that just makes me sad.
The key, John, is when all the sets are bangers.
If
every set is good, then it's fine.
That's true. It's true. There was that's the thing. A lot of these sets were really good. Maybe I just got some bad packs, but I also who doesn't love Neo? Neo's like so good. Miranda L. Black Canary, the Great Watcher. You talked about wonderful things about her earlier. If you had to eat a flavor of baby food, which one do you think would be the most palatable?
So we never really did jarred baby food for our kids. We kind of just gave them like a steamed sweet potato and let them go at it, or like steamed vegetables and kind of let them do the natural thing rather than a puree.
Sure.
And on top of that, like a lot of baby foods, you can get like peaches and pears and apples and stuff, and so like those are pretty easy if you're going to do a puree and it's like an apple puree. But if I have to do like one of the more traditional gross baby foods, like a puree vegetable, it's probably carrots.
Okay.
Because one, I like carrots, but two, like mashed up carrots are like not that bad. It's just like cooked carrots.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get me to do anything that's like green and pureed. I like no spinach, no broccoli.
No peas.
I'm never touching peas. That. No, God, no. Mm-mm. No. But a fun little anecdote about that is that my parents' house is that color. Is like baby food peas.
Gross.
That's the color of their house.
Sorry.
It's disgusting.
Follow from Miranda. Tell us a bit about your Shadow League pitch.
Yeah, so this was sort of the runner-up, and we kind of kept it in our back pocket in case the trading Playground League went to the LC, and they're like, absolutely not. There's no way we can do this. Then we had this one, and I decided to sink into the idea of splitting league. I knew that was something it was really big on my plate, and so rather than just do a random split, I tied it into a league mechanic. And one of the reasons why it did not get voted for was because I think I had two different people tell me they thought it was better for a 6-week league. There was a lot going on, and I did post about this in the league crafting channel not too long ago for anybody who did want to take an in-depth look at it. I've got all documentation if you happen to want to see it. But my idea was the League of Extraordinary Evil. We're an evil shadow league committee. We want an evil league, and so everybody should be evil. And the general vibe of the league was, we are all minions, open for hire, and we have to decide whether we want to go down the path of Bolus or the path of the Phyrexians. Oh. And you would have to pledge your allegiance to one or the other. We were going to start, again, none of these are set in stone, but my pitch was we were going to start with 2 All Will Be One packs and 1 March of the Machine pack, 2 Amonkhet remastered packs, and 1 War pack, War of the Spark pack. That's your starting pool. And then until you had pledged allegiance, you could take either 1 or AFR. After you pledged allegiance, you could participate in STIPs to earn favor from your Overlord. And then you could cash that in for bonuses. And the stips were going to be mix matched. So because you, John, are doing a certain stip does not mean you have to find somebody else who does the same thing. Your deck building restriction is for you. And you could be playing against somebody else who was also on a stip, but not necessarily the same stip.
That's super interesting.
The only caveat was Brawl. That was an option. You had to play against another Brawl person for obvious reasons. The standings were going to be split by which faction you went with.
Cool.
If you were a Bolas supporter, you'd be on the Bolas standings. If you were a Phyrexian supporter, you'd be on the Phyrexian standings. And everybody would have had to choose by the end of week 1 which standings and which person you went down. Now, when you got eternalized and went down the Bolas standings, you could no longer take Phyrexian cards. So all will be 1 off the table and Mom packs off the table. But after, I think, loss 3 and after loss 5, you can get an extra war pack. And then you could also spend the points you got from doing stips. You could spend them so Bolas could help you out, and he'd give you bonuses. One of the bonuses I had thought up was being able to use a Bolas Planeswalker card for one match. You could add it to your pool.
That's cool.
Right? And then on the flip side, if you went to Phyrexians, you could no longer take AFR packs. You could no longer get war packs. But you could end up getting an extra Mom pack in there. And then also you could besiege some of the Phyrexians. You can use any Phyrexian card. After you did some of the stips, you could use a Phyrexian card in one match. I don't know if I really love this idea in hindsight, but I think the idea of like getting some stuff and either getting map tokens or whatever, but then also just temporarily adding a card to your pool for a match, that seems like something we haven't really explored before. And I thought it was worth a shot.
I think there's a lot of really cool ideas, and I love the henchman theme that like surrounds it. Like that really works for me.
I brought very little as far as quantity to the Shadow League committee, but what I did bring was branding. So like the whole playground vibe, the playground name, the gold stars and silver stars, those are things that I came up with. Evan C brought a lot of like the actual heavy lifting of all the mechanics and how they're going to work, and of course they passed through a lot of the other people as well. But the little flag I'll put in my hat is a lot of the cohesive feel to the league. I think field stips that came out of this brain right here.
I love it. Well, is an evil map token the same thing as a map token, or is it special?
No, it's 100% the same thing, but it's from an evil overlord and in an evil league.
Did you see when someone asked what it was? Someone said that you could reroll your opponent's pack, like when they got a bomb.
Too brutal.
That's an evil map token, man.
I'm not prepared.
If you did it to me, I would never forgive you. Like for
absolutely right.
Ever.
That's how. That is how rivals are made.
That is vindictive. Although I would watch Richard re-roll Chris York's pack forever and ever, and it would be great. Next question comes from Steve T. Strout. What is it like coming back to standard (Dark Confidant)?
Okay, so I have to ask you, John, do you understand this
question? I have no idea what this means.
Okay, so Dark Confidant came out in Ravnica block back in like 2004, right? This is an old card from old people. This is a card that was won by the Magic Invitational, and the original creator of the card, his name was Bob Maher. He was a player of the year one year. He won Pro Tour. He's a very prestigious pro in the early 2000s.
This is starting to make sense.
His face is on the original Dark Confidant art. Has greatness at any cost. Is an iconic card, and also the single best card that came out of the Invitational. Lots of other good ones. Nowadays, when you win at Worlds, you get that same prize. But the Invitational was a solo series that did not have a monetary prize. You only really got invited if you were a pro, and the only prize was if you won, you got a card. And Bob Maher won. He made good Dark Confidant. And so for the longest time, Dark Confidant to this day is still called Bob. So I play my Bob, and then, Bob triggers, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I love Dark Confidant. It is not a good card anymore in Modern. It's probably good in Pioneer, would be my guess. You probably could do a good Pioneer version of what Jund was like with like Bloodbraid Elf and Dark Confidant,
Sure.
and maybe even Deathrite Shaman and Liliana the Veil. These are all cards that were like super good in Modern circa 2010.
Yeah.
And it was dominant where it got hit with a couple different bans. And we're like close to that. Like there's no Tarmogoyf, but you could probably find something that's similar. Just a
I'm
huge
sure
leader,
there's something.
right? And so I think it'll be fun. I don't know. I don't think Dark Confidant is probably the reason why the deck was good. It just like removal wasn't particularly strong, and like the whole deck was 2 or 3 CMC. I mean, honestly, with Lurrus now, I don't think you even played the deck as it was. You play a Lurrus deck with Dark Confidant, and that's what you do with it.
Is this is how out of the loop I am. Is Dark Confidant in this set? Did it just come into standard?
Yes, yeah, it's a mythic in the base set, so you can actually open in your league pool. And I think somebody counted like halfway through the pool rollings, there were 9 Dark Confidants around. I don't think it's as good in league. I think it's very good in week 1. I'm playing it every time in week 1.
Yeah.
But like part of what makes league is like you want to be playing 5, 6, 7, 8 cards, and if you're playing that town card that we talked about that has affinity for towns, that's 7 life that you're giving up for this card if you happen to hit it. So bit of a liability later in league.
Once you die to it once, you'll start looking at it a little differently, right?
Well, I haven't. I've died to many Bobs. I've played like Grizzlebrand and Bob in the same deck, and sometimes you're just like, well, you get unlucky, right? I got 45 cards left in the deck, and only 3 of them are Grizzlebrands. So like, what are the odds? And then you flip it, and you're like, well, I still love you, Bob. Don't worry. I love that card. Card's great. I love it.
Next question from Zach H. Hackzolt. Favorite fast food restaurant or go-to order?
Man, I am originally from the Midwest. I'm from Wisconsin, but I moved to North Carolina probably 5 years ago, and I am obsessed with Southern's obsession with fried chicken.
Yes.
It is awesome. And I grew up with KFC as my only fried chicken spot, and don't get me wrong, KFC is good, but it is not hold a candle to Popeyes. Popeyes is my absolute favorite, and I really only ever get it when I'm alone, not with my wife or kids, because there's nothing really else for them, and my wife doesn't care for it nearly as much. So on pre-release days, when I like stop and get lunch before pre-release, stop at a Popeyes because it's right next to the card shop, grab a 5-piece spicy tender meal with Cajun fries, and it is the best.
That sounds wonderful. Oh,
it is awesome.
Who doesn't love some Popeyes? Our last question comes from Evan C. Piece of Crab. You've been a long-time DM Dungeon Master. Can you briefly tell us a bit about a world or particular campaign you're most proud of?
Yeah. For those who don't know, I was a professional DM online through COVID until my first was born. And I might go back to it at some point, but now that I'm involved with the AGL and things, my time's kind of spent up elsewhere. But I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since I was about 6. So we're coming up on 30 years now. And I've played every edition that's out there, including the new 2024 rules, which are super fun. But my best campaign actually started when I first moved to the area, and I had met up with my best friend, and she was in a campaign, and then that kind of fizzled, and then we just started our own. And she had bought me the book that had just come out, The Guilds of Ravnica. Was a book that had just been placed into the D&D realm.
Yes.
And so she bought that and the Dungeon Master's Guide for me. And then like a month later, I'm like, okay, I want to run a campaign. So I set up a campaign on Ravnica. And the very first level was going in and getting some stuff back from Krenko. They had to infiltrate a warehouse from that Krenko owned. And then other characters that they saw over the course of the campaign were Lazav and Aurelia. The end of the campaign happened at level 15. So it was probably a 2-year campaign on Ravnica. Wow. And they had to break into the Orzhov Bank and retrieve something from a vault there, of which they got trapped into and had to have a second session of breaking out of the bank. And the whole thing culminated to a non-canon boss fight with Rakdos because they wanted to fight one of the guild leaders, and Rakdos was the one that they voted on. And so I put them into like an underground rave sort of thing that like there were probably 40 or 50 different Rakdos carnies around that were also like mobbing them the entire time, and it was a good fight. They won. They defeated Rakdos.
Really?
Yeah, but like of my 5 players, 4 of them are previous Dungeon Masters as well.
Okay.
So they are very seasoned Dungeon and Dragon players. And so the actual like balancing of most of my combats was like way higher than I would for the average player, because they've got tactics, they know all the skills, they know like the minutia of their spells, they've got the whole 9 yards. They're good players.
They can do it all. They know the dungeons and the dragons.
They know them all.
I thought it was so cool when they started to come out with like Magic themed D&D sets and like campaigns. I thought that was like, as someone who plays Magic and like a little D&D, it did make me really want to play those things and like see what that world would be like. That's
on the flip side, you get a lot of people like, oh, I love the Magic thing in D&D, but I don't really love the D&D set in Magic. I want Magic to be Magic, but that can also be Magic, but I want this to just be Magic. I always found that kind of funny.
Yeah, no, I want everything to be Magic. Just like let it absorb more. Put me on Ravnica. Put me on Innistrad. I want to play an Innistrad campaign. That sounds so fun.
Oh, do I have the book for you? It's called Curse of Strahd. It's one of the best campaigns ever to go out. Like, if you ever do, it's very scary and spooky, but it's very much set on pretty much the same plane of Innistrad.
Oh, see,
it's good stuff.
That's my style, Bob. Bob, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. Thanks for telling us that cool DM story. I didn't realize you were such a proficient D&D player yourself. 30 years, that's crazy, man. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for talking Playground with me. Thanks for talking Final Fantasy with me. I'm excited to play this new set. I'm excited for this new league and to build my boosters. I hope.
Thanks for having me on, John. I will hopefully see you along with me in the top 8 of Final Fantasy.
Oh, I would, Bob. Nothing would make me happier. Are you kidding me?
That's all I want in the world. All I want is one finals. Give me a mega draft, please. That's all I want.
This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a real tough one. Like, so many people. So many people.
I'm going to go point at myself in the mirror and tell me I can do it. I can do it. This is the league. It's my league.
Hey, start strong, finish strong. You can do it. You just got to go like 4-1 every week. It's not hard.
Every week,
4-1. It's not hard.
I can do it for the first 2 weeks, and then I go like 2-3, 2 weeks in a row, and then I'm done.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't do well unless I start poorly and I go like 5-5, and then I pick up steam because I open good stuff.
I am always at the top of the standing sheets at the end of weeks 1, sometimes at week 2, and then by the end of week 4, I'm like mid.
Ugh. Hey, you're gonna get there, Bob. We're all gonna get there.
One day.
Thanks for coming on the show, and hey, we'll see you out there. We'll see you in the bot. Again, Bob's great. I mean, we talked for a long time. Bob is, he's and the songs that Bob he doesn't supply. I always find those, but those songs, everything that Bob has contributed to the show has been so amazing. And Bob's just such a cool, nice guy. And again, a great player. Like, Bob kicks my butt all the time. I'm rooting for him to get that top 8. I know it's coming, Bob. It's not a if, it's a win, man. It's a win. And when you win, oh, you're going to love it, Bob. Get excited. They got a roto going on. They got side events. I'm still doing the auction. I'm in the loser's bracket, but I'm still alive. I got like halfway through the winner's bracket. Then I lost. I'm losing. But still alive. Do your practice matches. Take a look at your pool. Ask for help. I got mentees. I got 2 mentees. They've been asking tons of questions. I love it. I love looking at their decks and helping them build. It's been a fun time. It feels like it's going to be a good league. The set feels pretty good, and here's the thing. The worst part of the set, the bonus sheet, not in what we're doing. I think that's going to be really cool and lead to a really interesting league, and maybe even keep drafts fresh for me, because I got most of my Magic on the server. Maybe not most, but a lot. So, I'm still pretty out of what these bonus sheet cards are. And if I'm not playing with them in League and seeing them in League, I probably won't even ever learn what they are. But get excited for Final Fantasy. It's going to be a good one. Until then, I hope you get to keep a good 7. That's what it's all about. That's what you want to do, especially in Final Fantasy League with all the chocobos running around. And I hope that shuffler is in your favor. Because you either want to draw your lands if you got your chocobos, or if you got your chocobos, you won't be playing those lands. Or you want to be getting your job select equipment out, You want to be pushing that damage. You want to be doing your thing. Get all those black mages out and cast all those spells, right? You got a board full of black mages. You're drawing lands. You're drawing creatures. You don't want a creature. You want to draw a spell. You want to draw 2, discard 1, flashback, do it again, right? Until then, I guess this is going home.
We came with our decks and a spark in our eyes. The playground was sacred beneath open skies. 6 mighty sets in a gauntlet we faced, and found something stronger than just second place. Strixhaven's halls where we first cast our spells, with prismary fires and silver quills, proud bells. A college of chaos, but somehow we knew it wasn't the winds, it was all about you. So raise up your hand, let your last card be played, to the friends that we made and the memories that last. Though the league may be done and the scores fade away, we'll remember the nights that we battled anyway. Neon nights in Kamigawa's glow, where ninjas would strike and the circuits would flow. We laughed through the chaos, we learned how to lose, with a shrug and a smile and deck full of juice. The moon rose blood red on the Innistrad plain, in midnight hunts woods full of shadows and rain. But even as werewolves tore dreams apart, there was kindness and banter and big hearts to start. So raise up your voice for the tales we have told, of commanders and commons and creatures so bold. Though the matches are done and the tables made clear, we'll remember you all when the league end draws near. Machines torn in two, and Power Stone shimmered in steel-colored hue. But we built a bond with our sleeves full of dirt, and hugged out our losses through heartbreak and hurt. Dominaria stood proud in the dawn's hopeful light, with legends reborn and a cause that felt right. And New Cape Ana, with crime on the streets, we drafted with style and shared all our treats. No trophies, no riches, no grand final prize, just laughter and lessons and tears in our eyes. We came as opponents, we leave as a crew, and I'd shuffle again just to sit next to you. So here's to the league and the decks that we drew, to the bluffs and the punts and the top decks that flew, to the playground we leave, but the stories remain. And I'll see you again when we open our pools next league once again.